Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important articles that appear in our today's Hindi newspaper. So let's get started with our discussion and let us see first of all the topics of the day, and later on we are going to see each and every article in prelims and as well as mains dimensions, and at last I'll be giving you prelims practice questions also, guys. Please do follow until last, don't skip this video anywhere, so that you'll get lots of insights regarding how to prepare current affairs for competitive examinations. Okay, let us see the topics of the day. The first one is UAE announces exit from OPEC group, weakening cartels' bargaining power. This article is talking about one of the most important organization, that is OPEC. So here you have to see about this OPEC, and you may get for sure a prelims based question from this area. Okay, and it is important from your GS paper to under international relations. Next topic is industrial output growth hits 5-month low of 4.1%. So this article is talking about performance of industrial sector in our country. It is talking about IIP, Index of Industrial Production. And this time, because of change of base year, you may get a question on this IIP and as well as GDP, etc. Guys, you have to see that. And this topic is important from GS paper 3 under economy. And next topic is 9,400 accounts banned for being linked to digital arrest. So here recently this digital arrest is seen highly in news, and recently we discussed about Supreme Court directions related to this digital arrest. And again around 9,400 accounts had been banned. So this article is important from GS paper 3 under economy point of view, and even you can see this topic from polity and governance from GS paper 2. Next topic is Battle of Wills. The US should lift its blockade so that Iran can open Strait of Hormuz. This article is talking about Strait of Hormuz. For sure in your prelims 2026, you are going to get a question regarding the Strait of Hormuz, which is in highly seen in news. And it is the one most probable area that you should not miss in your examination. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 under international relations. Next topic is RTE Act, Right to Education Act, and the idea of social inclusion. So here you have to see about what is this Right to Education Act. You have to see about one important fundamental right, Article 21A, and here you have to see how this Right to Education Act is improving social inclusion in our country. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 under governance point of view. So all these are the articles now we are going to see in this class. Okay, read out the title, guys. UAE announces exit from OPEC group, weakening cartels' bargaining power. What does it mean? What does this title mean? What is the meaning of this title? What you understood? UAE wants to exit from OPEC. Right? So that is the meaning of this. Leave this. Just see here, UAE announces its exit from OPEC group. That means it wants to come out of this OPEC. Tell me first of all, what is the full form of OPEC? Come on, be allowed. Clear? Okay. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. That means this group of countries will produce or will go for extraction of oil, and they will export oil to other countries. That is the meaning of this Organization of Petroleum Export Countries, right? Okay, now from this organization, UAE wants to move outside. That is the meaning. Now you guys tell me how you can expect a question from this area. Can you expect a question from the prelims? Yes? How can you expect? I'll tell you one more grouping which is there in news, on which you can expect a question. Tell me, how can you expect a question? Yes, very good. First one is, they may ask you a question about this OPEC. So the first possible question is, consider the following statements regarding OPEC, and they'll give you statements. In that statements, what they'll give, if you see PYQs, they are focusing on if there is any declaration through which it formed. They will be asking you about declaration. Last time in 2025, they gave the statements related to declaration of BIMSTEC. Yes. So here also what you have to see, is there any declaration, in which year it formed, and what are the aims and objectives of this grouping. That is the one area UPSC will focus. And second one is consider the following countries, and they will give you 4 to 5 countries, and they may ask you which of the above countries are part of OPEC. Yes, that means you have to see members. In this members also, they mainly asking you about founding members, because all these members, now there are 12 members in this OPEC. All these 12 members are not part of OPEC at the foundation level. Okay, whenever this OPEC was formed, there was some group of countries, they came together and they formed this. After that, slowly other countries will be joining in that group. Yes, so they will be asking about founding members. Who were the founding members of this OPEC? And now what is the news? UAE wants to exit from this group. If any country, if it is adding in that group, or if it is coming outside, that will become important for UPSC. So here, what is the chance of giving question? So in that members, they will be giving UAE, and they will be asking you the status of UAE. Yes, UAE want to exit from this OPEC, and that will come into existence from May 1st. That will come into operation from May 1st onwards. UAE will not be the member of OPEC. That means they will give for sure UAE in one of your countries, and that is the loophole that you have to catch, and you have to eliminate that. If you see PYQs, last year they gave the question of NATO members. Why? Because Sweden added as a new member, right? And they gave Sweden there. So if that is that thing that you know what is happening in the current affairs, means that will be there for sure in one of the members. You have to catch that, and you have to try to eliminate options based on that. So now whatever the options which is having UAE, can you eliminate that? Minimum 2 options will be there which is having UAE as the part of that. You have to eliminate that. Okay, are you understanding? And please make a note, this time Bulgaria added. This time Bulgaria added as 21st member of Eurozone. So this time you may get a question on Eurozone, guys. Please make a note in 2026. Okay, try to see about this Eurozone. What is this Euro? And you have to say about countries which are part of this Eurozone. And recently, the 21st member added in 2025 is Bulgaria. Very, very important this time. This time OPEC is important, and Eurozone is important from organization's point of view. You are understanding? Okay, see these two, guys. Okay, now let us see here. Now come back to this article, and now this article is saying that UAE wants to exit from OPEC. Why, guys? What do you think? What are the reasons why UAE wants to come out of this organization? If you are part of any organization, of course, if you want to maintain your membership, you have to follow the rules and regulations of that organization. If you are not following that rules and regulations, will you be the member? They will kick you off. Yes, the same thing is happening with UAE now. Okay, UAE is the world's 3rd largest producer of oil in the world. Okay, and if it is having more and more oil, what that country wants to do? It wants to extract more and more oil. It wants to export to other countries, and so that it will maintain its economy. So every country wants to maintain its economy, maintain activities that are going in that country. If this UAE is part of OPEC, and if OPEC is deciding the price of oil, if this OPEC is imposing sanctions or imposing restrictions on that country to extract only this many barrels of oil, not above this, like that means will this country be happy? Actually, UAE is not happy now in this present situation, whatever it is happening in this West Asia. So in West Asia, what happened? Crisis is going on. Yes, and because of that, global oil crisis is there, increasing of international price of oil, everything is going on. So because of this, now UAE wants to come out of this OPEC and wants to increase its extraction of oil and wants to export more to other countries, so that we can come out of this global crisis of oil. Because of this, now UAE announced that it is going to come out of this OPEC, and it will come into effect from May 1st, 2026 onwards. Because of this, it is in news. Are you understanding the thing? So here you have to focus on OPEC, and you have to focus on members, and you have to see exactly founding members, and now UAE wants to come out, right? And you have to see which other countries came out in the recent past, because those countries will also be given in this, right? If you know that, you can eliminate that. Okay, so in this way you have to make your notes smartly. Okay, now let us see this article clearly. UAE said that it will leave OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and it will come into effect from May 1st onwards. Why? Because it is the third largest producer of oil, and because as part of this OPEC now, it is imposing restrictions on UAE. So because of this, it is not gaining the full potential of supply of oil to other countries. That is the reason, that is why UAE wants to come out of this OPEC now. Okay, now let us see exactly what are the reasons. First one is this OPEC is imposing restrictions on quota. That means you have to produce only 3.2 to 3.5 million barrels per day. But UAE is having more potential of extracting oil, but this OPEC is imposing restrictions on UAE to produce only this much amount of barrels of oil per day only. And second reason is reach higher output. It wants to increase its production to 5 million barrels per day. UAE ambition is to extract 5 million barrels because it is having that much potential. But here OPEC is limiting UAE to produce only 3.2 to 3.5 million barrels only. It wants to increase to 5 million barrels per day. That is the second reason. And next one here is to gain full control to adjust output quickly according to the market demand. So actually what happened? For sure, there is a very high demand of oil, crude oil in the international market. So here that demand wants to grab by this UAE. That is the one more reason. And next one is to maximize its revenue. So whenever it is producing high volumes, whenever it is exporting more to other countries, obviously it will be getting more revenue. That will make this economy of UAE more stable. That is the next reason. And next one here is there is also frustration with OPEC. Other members often cheat on quotas. Why? Because this UAE is the third largest producer, so it can produce more. And other countries are cheating in this OPEC by cutting the limits of this UAE. So because of this, obviously UAE got frustrated. And this one is it wants to focus on cartel unity to UAE's own long-term energy. It wants to focus on its own energy and economic strategy. I don't want to be under hands of OPEC. That is the next reason. Okay, next one here is now because of this West Asian crisis, market disruption is there and there is global crude oil supply issues. It wants to clear this kind of issues. So these are the reasons why now UAE wants to come out of this OPEC. Are you understanding what I am saying? Okay, now let us see some facts on this OPEC. OPEC is a permanent intergovernmental organization and this OPEC is having 12 countries. Very important. And what about the India status? Is India part of OPEC? Do we have crude oil reserves to export to other countries? We are only importing country, right? So India is not member of OPEC. Like that, use this simple logic. India is not a member because India is only importing country, not exporting country. And next one here is when it was created at Baghdad Conference in 1960. Very, very important. Please make a note. If they give any statements of OPEC, for sure they'll give you about this kind of declarations. In the same way, 2025 also they gave about BIMSTEC. Okay, Baghdad Conference in 1960 it was formed. And whenever it was formed, there were founding countries. Those founding countries are 5 countries. First one is Iran. Second one is Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela. So these are the countries which are the founding members. Please make a note. Iran, Iraq. Founding members of OPEC, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela. If there is any statement which is given that in OPEC, UAE is a founding member, is that statement right or wrong? Is UAE founding member of OPEC or not? No, It is not there. Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi and Venezuela are founding members of OPEC. Only 5 countries were there whenever this OPEC was formed. And later on, other countries slowly and gradually they added to this, and now it is 12-member body. If Iran comes out, sorry, if UAE comes out, then it will be 11-membered body. Like that you have to remember. And the important objective of this OPEC, it is to coordinate and unify petroleum policies among the member country, and they want to ensure fair and stable prices for petroleum producers. Again, this OPEC will be deciding the price of crude oil per barrel in international market. Okay, and headquarters located at Vienna, Austria, and later on this OPEC had been extended to OPEC Plus. Okay, in this OPEC Plus, we have other countries which are producing shale oil also had been added. For example, US. Okay, and there are other 10 countries which added to this 12-member grouping, and that led to this OPEC Plus. This time you will be getting question on OPEC, not OPEC Plus. Okay, now let us see about these countries which are part of this OPEC. From Africa, we have members like Algeria, Congo, Guinea, Gabon, Libya, Nigeria. So these are the countries from Africa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 countries from Africa. And next one here is from Middle East. We have Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and UAE. And last one is from South America. We have Venezuela. So these are the part of OPEC, and you may get a question on this and you have to remember. So from this Middle East, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, they are founding members. Only UAE added later on, and now it came out. Okay, and Venezuela is like founding member only. So which are the countries added in later? From African countries like Algeria, Congo, Guinea, Gabon, Libya, Nigeria, they added later on. So in this way, try to use some mnemonic that you can remember, and you have to remember that OPEC countries for sure. So if you remember that, for sure 2 marks will be there in your pocket, guys. Okay, and now you have to see other facts. I said about founding members, and other countries came out of this OPEC are, in 2024, Angola came out. In 2019, Qatar came out, and in 2026, UAE came out. Till today, there were 3 countries came out of this: Angola, Qatar and UAE. Okay, so these countries, if these 3 countries are there in that list, you can eliminate them easily: Angola, Qatar and UAE. Clear? Or else you may get a question in this way also. Consider the following countries. Which of the above countries came out of OPEC? In that we have 3 countries: Angola, Qatar and UAE. Are you understanding? So in this way also there is a possibility of asking question. We cannot predict how question can be given exactly, right? Okay, now let us see the next article. Look at the title, guys. Industrial output growth hits 5-month low of 4.1%. What does it mean? Yes, what does it mean, guys? Industrial output growth hits 5-month low of 4.1%. What does it mean? Think. What is the keyword? Keyword is industrial growth. Yes. We have different sectors in our economy: primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, quaternary and quaternary. So majorly we will take into consideration 3 sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary talks about agriculture and allied activities. Secondary talks about industries. Tertiary talks about service sector. So here it is talking about industries. And in this industries also we have 8 core industries, very important industries. Which are those 8 core industries which will drive the growth? Fertilizer, electricity, refineries, FERNS, fertilizer, electricity, refineries, natural gas, steel. This one is coal, crude oil and cement. So these are 8 core industries which will be driving our industrial growth of our country. Now read this title, guys. It says that industrial growth is low. and now it is 4.1 percentage only. So now you guys, based on your knowledge, now tell me what might be the causes why there is reduced industrial growth of our country. What do you think? Yes, because of West Asian war, there is impact on India. Accepted. Next. Now, crude oil crisis is there, yes or no? And even yesterday, petrol bunk, diesel, there is no proper availability in Hyderabad also. Many bunks had been closed. Do you know this? Many bunks had been closed. Okay, now tell me guys, because of lack of petrol and diesel, what happens? What about transportation? There will be problems for this transportation or not? And whenever the price of diesel and petrol increases, overall price of goods and services in the market will be obviously increased. That means, can I say there will be inflation in our economy? Yes. Yes, if inflation is there, then what about purchasing power of people? If price is more, will people buy more or less? Less. If people are not buying more, will we produce more or less? Less. That will lead to a decreasing of industrial activities or increasing of industrial activities. Decreasing of industrial activities, that is this case. Are you understanding? So because of this West Asian crisis, there is impact on oil in our country. There is rise of petrol and diesel prices. So because of this, overall transportation cost and overall production cost increased in the market. That led to inflation. Because of inflation, the purchasing power of people will be reduced. So there will be reduced demand for the goods and services in the market, right? So because of this, overall industrial activity had been reduced in the country. So because of this, it is saying that industrial growth is 4.1%. It is 5 months low. When you are comparing with the last 5 months, this month we have very less industrial activities. That is the meaning of this. Okay, now you guys tell me, how can you get a mains based question or how can you get a prelims based? First tell me about mains based question. Okay. They may ask you about directly what are the causes of this for this reducing of industrial growth. One important thing. And second one is what is the impact? So now tell me, if industrial growth is reduced, what will be the impact in the economy? Are you understanding my question? So now you understood, like, there is reduced industrial growth. So because of this reduced industrial growth, what is the impact? Now tell me guys. Production decreases. If production decreases, contribution to GDP increases or decreases? Decreases. If we want to produce only, earlier we used to produce, for example, 1000 units, but now we are producing only 100 units. Then what about the labor? Do we need more labor or less labor now? Less labor. So if you are removing our labor from our company, then what happens? What is about unemployment? Increases or decreases? Decreases or increases? Yes, there is increased unemployment. If unemployment is increased, will these people, unemployed people, get salary like earlier? They will not get salary. Then what about poverty? Earlier they used to have some economic source, income source, but now they don't have. Then what about the poverty? Poverty increases. So if poverty increases, what about hunger, malnutrition, everything? Again increases. Yes. If there is increased poverty, there is increased hunger, increased malnutrition, increases disease, increased health burden on the family. Again, these all are the impacts. Then what about government? What government has to do? Will government sit silently? Then government has to provide allowances for this unemployed people, allowances for this elderly people, has to provide pensions, and government has to provide healthcare services more and more now. So because of this, obviously burden on the government increases or decreases? Increases. Then what about the expenditure of government? Increases or decreases? Increases. Then what about the deficit? Deficit will increase. Whatever the budget they will be given, that budget will be obviously exceeded. That will lead to budgetary deficit. Are you understanding? So this is from mains point of view. Now you guys tell me from prelims point of view how UPSC can ask you a question. Recently base year change is there, right? So on this base year for sure 100% you'll get a question. Please make a note. So see about base year this time. Whoever writing this 2026 exam, you have to see about this base year. So what is a base year for GDP calculation? What is a base year for CPI? What is a base year for IIP? So these are the three base years which had been changed. So you have to see that, guys, for sure. Don't neglect this topic of base year. Okay. On this base year, you may get a question. And next one is industrial growth is measured in index of industrial production. On this index of industrial production, you may get a question. So these two areas are for your prelims and this part is for your mains. Are you understanding how to break down the topic? If you understand current affairs thoroughly, you can do maximum questions in your mains and maximum questions in your prelims case. So that is how you have to approach your examination. Static you will do completely for sure. But difficult part will be like current affairs. If you are good at current affairs, you can rock your interview because most of the questions will be there in your interview from this current affairs only current affairs. They will not ask anything static there. Because already your static knowledge had been tested in the prelims and mains. Why once again they will test about your static knowledge? They won't. They will be testing about your understanding of current affairs. Are you understanding what is happening or not? And this one is in your mains. 70% of questions from this current affairs only. In prelims, minimum 20 questions will be there in current affairs. So you have to rock this current affairs case. Okay, now let us see this article. This is saying that index of industrial production showed that 5-month low of 4.1% in March 2026. Industrial growth is very less and that recorded around 4.1%. Why? Because the reason they gave here is because of West Asia crisis. Construction growth rate had been reduced a lot and even consumer centric sectors, that means nothing but where the consumers used to demand more like electronics, like daily goods, everything, from there the consumption is very less, there is demand is less from this consumers. So because of this there is a very low growth which had been seen in this index of industrial production of 4.1% in March 2026. Okay, now let us see about this index of industrial production. It is an economic indicator that measures what? Short-term changes in our economy related to the production of industrial goods, how industrial goods are producing in that month, that will be calculated using this IIP. And especially they will see about the performance of industrial sector, which includes manufacturing, mining and electricity. They will see these three areas: manufacturing, mining and electricity. And next one here is who will be publishing this data? NSO, National Statistical Office, which comes under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. And earlier base year is 2011 to 12 and now it is 2022 to 2023. Check once. Okay, please make a note of these three. That is, one is IIP, second one is CPI, third one is GDP. So I think it is 2022 or 2023. So check this once. Okay, 3 base years. Please make a note of that in your notes and revise them continuously. And this one is what are the sectors which are covered in this IIP? We have mining, manufacturing, electricity. Okay, that's it, guys. And why we have to know about the performance of these industries? So if we have this data related to this industries, how they are performing, government will be understanding like whether this industrial sector is going in a right path or not, if they need any help or not. So related to these industries, we have a scheme called as PLI. What is the full form of PLI? Production Linked Incentive Scheme. What it says? Company, you have to increase your production. If you increase your production, we will give some more incentives. Like that, government came up with the boosting of industrial sector through this Production Linked Incentive Scheme. And even related to startups, everything, we have certain schemes which are providing loans also. For example, PM Mudra scheme. And for startups also, government will be giving certain kinds of financial assistance. So government will be understanding whether we have to extend this kind of schemes and policies or not, whether we have to run the already ongoing schemes or not, like whether we have to bring some other schemes or not. So government will be understanding that kind of things based on this data. If data is not there, we cannot do anything, guys. Okay, that is the thing, guys, nothing more than that. Okay, see this next article. 9,400 accounts banned for being linked to digital arrest. Okay, now tell me, what is the keyword in this article title? Digital arrest. So how can you expect a question? Recently, digital arrest is seen in news. What it is? ABCD option. Choose the appropriate option. They'll ask. They'll give you directly ABCD. So if you are getting that kind of questions, this word is seen in news. What it is referred to. So mostly option will be A only. If you can't identify exactly what is the correct option, keep A and come. That is right. You can see PYQs. So it is one trick, guys. Okay, that you will know only after doing this PYQs. Before doing PYQs, we can't. So just read out the statements, and if you are sure that correct answer is 1, you can go with that. But if you are confused, then keep A and come, guys. That is a one type of question. And what will be the second type of question that you can expect from this digital arrest in prelims? Come on, guys. Recently, why we discussed about this digital arrest? Why we discussed? Online students, tell me in the comment box. Why we discussed? Recently, Supreme Court gave the guidelines. No. What are those guidelines? What Supreme Court said? Forgot? Very good. What Supreme Court said? Recently only we discussed. I think last week. Akash. Did we discuss or not? If you forget like this. Tell me. What Supreme Court said? What guidelines Supreme Court gave? At least 1 point, tell me, guys. At least 1 point. Next. For telecommunications, it gives some advice. No, what is that advice given to telecommunications? Data localization. Next. If you are getting any international calls, we have to check whether that is proper call or not. Yes or no? That is the thing. Now, mostly this kind of cyber arrest, what they'll do? They will do calls on WhatsApp or like by using some other video calling services, and they'll make you to sit and they will show some fake documents, and they say that we are calling from CBI or so and so like that, and you did this fraud, so please transfer the money. If you're not transferring the money right now, then you will be arrested in that so and so section like that. They will be doing this kind of calls and they will make the money transferred on the line itself, right? That is called as digital arrest. And even not only illiterates, many literates, they are also losing their money. Especially they are targeting whom? Wealthy elderly people. Yes, I said that NRIs, their children will be going to other countries and settling in other countries, and parents will be staying in India, and those elderly people who are rich, they are targeted by this fraudsters. Yes or no? We discussed that. Okay, so this article is saying that in this kind of cases, around 9,400 accounts had been banned so far. Okay, if you see this infographic, what it says, government and industry stakeholders are taking coordinated measures to fight against this kind of digital scams. And WhatsApp is working on SIM binding and linking account with physical SIM card, and they are detecting SIM swapping and SIM cloning. So actually now if you want to tackle this kind of cases, different departments had to coordinate with each other. So one department cannot solve this kind, right? So here we have to take help of telecommunication department, Here we have to take help of banking department because accounts are under this banking department. So they have to take that help of even banks also, and timely arresting of accounts or stopping of accounts should be done. Stopping of transactions should be done, everything. So here different ministries and different sectors, you are collaborating each other to fight against this digital arrest now in our country, and their work, especially WhatsApp, is working on SIM binding. So they are linking this WhatsApp account with their physical SIM, and they are tracking the location from where that SIM is operated, everything. And if they are getting any doubt here, they are blocking this kind of WhatsApp accounts. So there are 9,400 accounts they had been banned, okay, which are related to this digital arrest. And they are also using artificial intelligence and machine learning system to detect impersonation of law enforcement agencies, and there is any misuse of official logos are happening or not. So digital arrest mainly done by these fraudsters. They will be saying that I am calling from CBI, CID, like that, Lokpal, Lokayuktas, like that, and every organization is having their own official logo, and they will be misusing this logo, right? So here they are using artificial intelligence and machine learning to identify whether there are any law enforcement agencies related official logo is misused or not. Okay, so they are doing all these things and they are trying to block the accounts, guys. So here, how can you expect a question in your mains? In your mains, you may get a question regarding cyber security or not. In your GS paper 3 from internal security, every year you will be getting minimum 3 to 4 questions which will be carrying 45 to 60 marks weightage in your GS paper 3. In that, the 3 questions are from that topics only, that is fixed. One is cyber security, next one is Naxalism or red tapeism, and next one is internal security organizations. From these 3 areas, every year the question will come for sure. So one is cyber security. This time in 2026, for sure, mark my words, you will get question on this cyber issues, especially digital arrest. In that, they may ask you about causes, they may ask you about what is the measure taken by government already now, and they may ask you about what are the way forward or what can be the measures taken extra to control this kind of digital arrest case. So keep star mark and it is for your mains. Okay. And see this next article, look at the title, guys. Battle of Wills. Title says the US should lift its blockade so that Iran can open the Strait of Hormuz. What is the keyword? Strait of Hormuz. So this article is talking about blockade of Strait of Hormuz. Where is this exact location of Strait of Hormuz is there? What is the meaning of a strait? Small water body connecting two large water bodies. Here we have one water body. Here we have one water body. Here we have a very narrow channel of water which is connecting these two water bodies is called as strait. So here which two water bodies are connected by the Strait of Hormuz? Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman is connected by this Strait of Hormuz. And which two countries are sharing boundary with the Strait of Hormuz? One is Iran, second one is Oman, right? And the Strait of Hormuz is very important because world's 20 to 25% of global crude oil is passing through this route. So now what happened in this West Asia? Israel and US on one side started attacking this Iran under Operation Epic Fury, and in retaliation Iran started attacking Israel by using this Lebanon. There they used which group? Hezbollah. And there we discussed which line? Blue line. Yes. And apart from this Israel, Iran is also targeting US military bases in this West Asian countries. And now recently what happened? Two level of talks happened between Iran and as well as US. But this had not yet been finalized. These talks are failed talks. So because of this, what US did? US blocked the Strait of Hormuz. So because of this, what happened? Global oil supply is in risk now, right? So that is about this article. US should lift its blockade so that Iran can open Strait of Hormuz. If Iran is opening the Strait of Hormuz, we can allow easy movement of this cargo ships so that we can address this problem of global oil supply, guys. And because of this also now we are having this crisis of petrol. Petrol bunks are not open yesterday and day before yesterday, and most of them are closed. Only in some petrol bunks this oil is available, but at that petrol bunks also there is a very huge queue. Because of that we didn't come on Monday. That is the main reason. We blocked because of lack of diesel. Okay. Yeah, see this next article, guys. That is the same thing that you know. See, read out this title, RT Act and the idea of social inclusion. Tell me, what is this RT full form? Right to Education Act. In which year we came up with this Right to Education Act? Yes, in 2009 we came up with this Right to Education Act. And one thing I want to say, guys, this year is 2026. So whatever the acts came up by the government in 2005 and 2006 will be important because it is 20th year. Okay, and even 2000 we have Information Technology Act of 2000 and we are celebrating around 25 years. So that will be very important. This time you may get a question, please make a note. One is IT Act of 2000. Recently we discussed about this IT Act of 2000. Why? Yesterday or day before yesterday we discussed, no? Section 69A, Section 79, what it talks about? Be allowed? Not fire accident, it is IT Act. What is the full form of IT Act? Information Communication Technology Act of 2000. Why we discuss Section 69A and 79 in our class? I think yesterday or day before yesterday only we discussed. Section 79 gives power for the government to block content in social media. Yes or no? Government gave directions and Meta accepted that it will remove the content which is flagged or reported by the government within how many hours? How many hours? 3 hours. If it is related to pornography, etc., it will remove the content within 2 hours only. Because of this it is in news. So this time keep star mark IT Act 2000. And in prelims 2026 you may also expect question regarding VBG Ramji Act. Keep star mark. VBG Ramji Act. And I finalized around 220 topics which are expected in this 2026 prelims, guys. I will be forwarding that list in your groups by today or tomorrow. I wrote each and every nook and corner. If you have not prepared anything also, at least prepare that for sure. From that you will get minimum 50 to 60 questions. That is sure. Okay, at least do that, guys. At least in this 20 days, try to read all those 220 topics. Okay, I will be forwarding you by evening. So please at least remind me once by evening. I am writing all those things and I will post that. Okay, around 220 topics we finalized. Okay, see this article, guys. This article is talking about Right to Information Act of 2009. Actually, by this Right to Information Act of 2009, we made education as a fundamental right. Okay, and it is under Article 21A, capital A. So here you have to remember one thing, guys. If there is any article and they give capital letter, if they give any article, if they give small letter, what is the difference between these two? For example, Article 21, capital A. And next one is Article 19, 1, subclass small a. What is the difference between these two, capital A and small a? Do you know this difference? What is the difference? If the provision is there in our original constitution, they represent with small letter, lowercase. Okay? If any amendment which had been added, and if that amendment added any article in the constitution, then that will be represented with uppercase, that is capital letter. You have to remember that. If there is any capital letter in the article, one thing should get into your mind is it is added by constitutional amendment. And immediately you have to see which constitutional amendment act is that. Now tell me guys, which amendment added this Article 21A to our Indian Constitution? 86, very good. Okay, that is this case. Are you understanding how to read this? Okay, now let us see. This article is saying that RTE Act led to this social inclusion. And why this RTE Act promoted social inclusion, we have to see. The first one is this RTE, Right to Education Act, aims to improve equality of status and providing opportunity by mixing children of different caste and communities, and they will be sitting in the same classroom and they will be learning. Despite of coming from this higher class, lower class, middle class or below poverty line, whatever it may be, all these children who are belonging to the same class will be made to sit in a single classroom. Okay, so in this way we are promoting social inclusion. And next one is, we are moving beyond the access to education and we are trying to reduce caste and class based divides in schooling. Are we making to sit the children belonging to higher class one side, lower caste one side on the floor like that? No, everyone is making to sit. So here just RT is not providing education. Even we are trying to reduce caste based social division in our classes. And next one is, we are focusing on affirmative action in private sector. We are focusing on, especially in this elite private school, they are focusing on providing equal fees to everyone. Will this fees will be reduced? No. And even there is a uniform. Why there is uniform in the schools and colleges? Whatever the economic status you will come from, you have to wear that same uniform, so that we cannot show the division. So children will not feel that I am not wearing that good dress, I don't have that much pretty dress, I don't have this red color dress or blue color dress, like that. So everyone has to wear same uniform. And next one here is, they are also focusing on improving empathy and they are focusing on reducing prejudice and builds more equality. That means nothing but equal society through this Right to Education Act. So in this way here, Right to Education Act is promoting social inclusion in our society. You may get essay on this, how education is promoting social inclusion. So you have to add some examples and you have to write an essay. Okay. And what are the impacts of RTE? First one is increased enrollments in this lower caste sections like SC, ST, OBC and even girls. And next one is, it helps to bridge rural-urban divide related to this education. And next one is, it helps to reduction of caste gaps between the children. And next one is, it also led to improving of social and behavioral benefits. And it also improve the learning. It will promote to India in the future. And next one is, it also led to the strengthening of idea that quality education is not only privilege of rich, even government schools also providing education under this RTE. So RTE is providing free education until how many years? It talks about compulsory education for 6 to 14 years. That is this article case. And see this question. Consider the following statements regarding OPEC and recent developments of OPEC. First one is, UAE has announced its exit from OPEC and OPEC Plus effective from 1st May. Next one is, one of the main reasons for UAE leaving OPEC is restriction on its oil production due to quota limits. And third one is, OPEC is a cartel comprising all major oil producing countries of the world. And next one is, after the exit, UAE will have greater flexibility to increase its oil production capacity. Now tell me guys. First one is, main reasons for OPEC coming out of it is restrictions only. Yes or no? This will be right. And after exit, UAE will be having flexibility or not, how much oil it can produce, it can export. So this will be also right. And next one is, UAE is announced, right? So this is also right. OPEC and OPEC. OPEC Plus is nothing but extension of OPEC only. So if it is leaving from OPEC means it will be also leaving from OPEC Plus. That is a common sense. So it is right. Then see about this. Here we have all. Normally in your statements you will be having this kind of extreme words like never, implicitly, explicitly, all, primarily, solely. Then that will be for sure wrong. You have to See this. So here in this OPEC, how many countries are there? Only 12. If UAE come out of it, it only 11. Will it includes all major oil producing countries? Apart from that 11 countries, we have other countries also which are producing oil, like Russia we have, US we have, like that. So did this Russia and US included in this OPEC? No, they are part of OPEC plus. Okay, that means this statement will be a wrong statement. So if you eliminate that, the answer will be 1, 2 and 4 only. Like that, you have to read statements very carefully and you have to identify this kind of extreme words. Okay. That's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And if you have not yet been subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe guys, don't forget. And if you want to start your UPSC preparation, so we are launching a new batch from this first week of May guys. And if you are interested to take online or offline course, you can contact us on this number 8074765513. And one more thing is, if you want to visit our academy, you can come, and our academy is located in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad, exactly above Vikas Book Center, second and third floor guys. I will be available from morning to evening, and you can come and you can talk to me directly. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.